What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are not going to talk about the blog post, we are going to talk about the events on the blog post and all the calculations that we must do in order to win on these events. Also, we are going to talk about any exploit that we can do in order to complete these events even easier, and if it's going to be worth it. If it's going to be worth it to push the points for these events, because the events, they have the main goal, which is the item that goes towards the Black Panther 1mm monthly event, but there are also other rewards after that, and we are going to analyze everything, if it's going to be worth it to push the points or not, and also if it's going to be important to participate in the leaderboards that we have for these events as well. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. We have 3 events on this blog post. One has leaderboard, the other has not. One of those. Okay, so the first event is this Salute Milestone, and this event is going to require you to spend campaign energy and also to obtain tokens. That these tokens, you are going to obtain them with the missions you do daily. So all those daily missions that you complete, participating in arena, doing blitz, doing 8-raid attacks, all those missions that you have daily are going to reward you the salute token points. So based on that, make sure when this event starts or before this event starts, depending on your time zone, make sure you don't collect those rewards, so you can make these rewards to count towards the event. For me, I'm from Europe. I'm on the time zone where this event starts 1 hour before my daily missions reset, so that means that for me to exploit my time zone, I have to not collect any rewards from the day before the 14th. So I have to keep all my missions there, so when the event goes live, I can open the game once again, and then they should have these additional points. So this is something that you can do depending on your time zone, if your time zone resets after the event or before the event starts. So this is something that you keep in mind in order to exploit and get additional points towards these milestones. So once again, strike tokens that you get from the daily missions and spending campaign energy. Now, in terms of the rewards, we are going to have some nice rewards here. We are going to get a bunch of gold, we're going to get a bunch of training materials, and we're also going to get a bunch of Cersei Shards, Ikaris Shards, and Spider Weaver Shards, which are great characters, and of course the more shards we can get for free, the best. So this specific milestone, we are going to try to complete it. We want to get all the rewards from this specific milestone. And at the same time, we are going to have an additional milestone that will go at the same time, and it will give you a few of these tokens, the strike salute tokens, that also go towards these milestones. So the care package web milestone, this is on the web store, so you have to go there in order to collect these, and these ones require you to obtain, it's not to spend, is to obtain alliance credits. You only need 300 of them, you can see right here 300, therefore you just have to do your normal daily missions. You get 150 from your daily missions, and you get more than 200, you get around 400 for donating the 10,000 gold. So this one will auto-complete by itself, no problem. You just have to make sure once again that depending on your time zone, you collect these after the event starts. So once again, I have to wait for the event to start, and then I just have a period of 1 hour in order to do this. If you are on the United States, you'll have more time to do this. If you are on Australia, you probably miss the opportunity of doing this. So pay attention to your time zone to make sure you can exploit and take the most advantage out of your daily milestones. Okay, so let's take a look at the math. How much energy do we have to spend? How much cores do we have to spend in order to complete this event? So taking a look at the Strike Salute event, it's going to last 7 days, and it's about spending energy and collecting the strike tokens. You can get 600 for free. Once again, this is by earning the alliance credits, which you do by completing the daily missions and donating to your alliance 10,000 gold. And this is the energy that, this is the points and the energy that you gain daily. So it's the 100 energy from the store that you collect that has the premium orb attached to it. This is the energy refresh daily by itself, and this is the bonus energy that you get. So this is going to allow you to get 8,700 points. And collecting these strike tokens, it will allow you to get 4,200 points. This is over the 7 days. Now, because this event is starting on the 14th and the blog post was on the 12th, that means you can only collect 100 energy for 2 days, and that will give you another 400 points. So for the next 2 days, make sure you save on your inbox this additional energy from the web store, the one that gets the premium orb attached to it. Okay, so beyond that, we have to spend power cores for the campaign energy. Yikes. This is a strike salute, this is a salute to the community, but requires us to spend power cores. I'm not very happy about this, the fact that we have to spend power cores, and the fact that we don't know how many additional tokens we are getting from the daily missions. So right now we have to spend 200 power cores daily throughout the 7 days, and maybe we have to spend even more depending on how many strike tokens we are going to get. As always, depending on your time zone, once again, depending on your time zone, you might be able to do refreshes before your daily reset, and this will allow you to get more points towards the milestone. Once again, you can spend 200 power cores after the event starts, and this will grant you 960 points. This is one-time use before the event starts. Once again, depends of your time zone. So this is another exploit that you can do with your time zone. Okay, so with all of that in mind, you are going to get a total of 21,000 points. And once again, this is without having the number of the tokens we'll be able to obtain daily with our daily mission. So we'll have to make a future video to see if it's going to be required for us to spend more power cores, and that's going to be based on the amount of tokens we are going to be able to obtain. So from the 21,000 points, the maximum points that we need is 29,000. So the 21,000 points, that's going to allow us to obtain the milestone 16, but we want to go all the way to milestone 20, so we get those Cersei and Ikaris shards. Once again, this is going to be based on how many tokens we are going to get, and then we might have to adjust the amount of power cores. It might be necessary to spend 300 power cores one day, 200 cores power on the next day, so you have to change between like 300 one day, 200 on the next, 300, 200, 300, 200 throughout the 7 days. But like I said, we're going to make a future video adjusting exactly what you have to do. So depending on your time zone, you might have to spend 1,600 power cores over the 6 days, or you might have to spend 1,400 power cores over the 7 days. Okay, so that's all that we have for the Strike Salute. It's a very easy to complete event. Requires you to spend power cores and obtain those daily tokens and make the alliance donations of 10,000 gold. So let's move on to the next event, and this next event is going to go at the same time as we have the Strike Salute event. So Strike Salute event starts on the 14th and lasts for 7 days. At the same time, we're going to get another event at the same time, exactly the same 7 days. So you can see right here, the Commander's Cache event. Commander's Cache event, it also starts on the 14th of November. So keep that in mind. These events are going to go at the same time, and we can take advantage from one event to the other one. So we are going to break down all the numbers. So this event, the Commander's Cache, is going to require you to spend gold. You have to spend gold in order to win on this event. Then you also have to spend power cores, and you have to win war battles. So we are going to take a look at the numbers. We're going to break down the numbers that you have to do in order to spend the least amount of power cores, in order to spend the least amount of gold, and in order to maximize the points that you get from war battles, because you can see right here that the amount of points you get is quite huge. Okay, before we're breaking the numbers, what is the milestone that we should look for? The milestone that we should look for is milestone 33, and that requires 19,000 points with 500. 19 million points, 500, and that's it. Beyond that, the rewards are not that great. I guess you could try to get milestone 34 and get the 5 red stars Okoi if you still don't have Okoi at 5 red stars. But the increase on the amount of gold you have to spend daily, it's quite considerable. And the amount of power cores you have to spend is also quite considerable to get these 5 red stars Okoi. So it really depends if you can afford it or not, if you already have Okoi at 5 red stars or not, or if you want to get the additional Elite 4 fragments or not. Beyond that, the price gets really steep, or steep, I don't know exactly. It gets really high, and the rewards are not that great. So beyond the Elite 5 for Okoi, then you're gonna get some orb fragments for armory fragments for gear tier 16, but it's only 2 of them, so big yikes, you have to spend so much just to get 2 orbs. It's not that great. And then if you go all the way to the top, you can get some gear tier 16 mini uniques, and you can get some gear tier 17 mini uniques, but the amount of gold you have to spend and the amount of power cores you have to spend is literally insane. Now if you have the gold, you're gonna be able to participate on this leaderboard that will allow you to get free red stars for Black Panther 1mm, and that will also allow you to obtain ISO 8 Blue level 5. So this is the second time that ISO 8 Blue level 5 will be available to the public, but the fact that it requires spending power cores and the fact that it requires spending millions and millions and millions of gold, it might limit how many people can participate in this event. And because it involves the top 250 players plus the top 1%, that means the requirements for these are going to be literally insane, as we have seen from previous leaderboards where Tornado Mac Japan and other big whales completely crush the numbers and they get all the rewards and you get literally nothing. So it's gonna be very unaffordable. And the fact that we have, maybe if you have like top 1%, maybe with this top 1%, some veteran players might be able to catch up to it, but I don't think it will be the case for the majority of players. Even as a veteran player, I doubt that you'll have opportunity to catch up to this. Okay, so now that we know exactly what we are dealing with, let's take a look at the numbers and what we have to do in order to win on this leaderboard. So Commander's Cash is also starting on the 14th of November. It's going to be a 7 days event. And we have to spend gold, we have to spend power cores, and we have to participate in war battles. The cap for gold and power cores is unlimited. You can spend as much as you have or as much as you want, and this is why the whales are going to have the most benefit out of this event, because this cap is unlimited, and as long as they have money they can just keep buying and buying to allow them to win. And then the war battles, we can it's the limited amount, because we only have 3 alliance wars throughout the 7 days, so the cap of the points you can get is limited. But the fact that it's limited and the fact that you get such a nice amount of points, this is where you want to get the most amount of points. Okay, therefore what you have to do in order to obtain all the items that are part of the Black Panther 1mm event, you need to get that 19,500 points. For this, you have to spend throughout the 7 days 1.66 million points. This will allow you to get a total of 11 million points throughout the 7 days. On top of that, you have to spend 1,400 power cores, and this is the power cores that you need for the other event, the Strike Salute event, where you're going to get some Ikaris shards. And this is going towards energy, this is going towards campaign energy, so keep that in mind. Then we have these 450 additional power cores. This is going to be the power cores that you have to spend to refresh your Blitz store, so you can do the 14 attacks every day in Alliance Wars. This will net you additional Alliance Wars credits. You can value that as much as you want. And this requires you to refresh the store quite a few times. It's less than 100 cores per day, obviously. But you have to refresh, for example, one day you have to refresh it 2 times, and other days you don't have to refresh any times. So you have to balance out how many times you have to refresh. You definitely want to refresh to a point that you don't go over the cap. So for example, you go your day without refreshing any time, and then when your Alliance War starts, then you want to refresh the 2 next times that your store refreshes. This will allow you to not go over the flow of the cap. You can only store up to 900. So you want to do 0 refreshes before your Alliance War starts, and then when your Alliance War starts, you get the additional refreshes, and then you refresh the store once again. This will allow you to spend the least amount of cores and not go overboard with the refreshes for attacks on Alliance Wars. Okay, so after that, after you spend 1.666 million gold per day, after you spend the 1,400 power cores on energy towards the Strike Salute event, and after you spend the 450 power cores refreshing the store after your Alliance War starts, you're gonna get a total of 19,520,000, which you need 19,500,000. This is for the Milestone 33, which is the one that gives you all the items that you need for the monthly Black Panther 1mm event. If you want to go overboard, if you want to get that 5 red stars Okoi, then you have to spend a lot more gold. You have to spend around 2 million gold per day, and that will allow you to get that 5 red stars. Is it worth it or not? It depends how much gold you have. You can keep in mind, so this is going to require you to spend a total of 11 million gold. If you don't have 11 million gold, you have to keep in mind that you are also going to get gold from the Strike Salute event. So you can see right here, some of the rewards are going to involve gold, and you're going to get around 5 million gold. So therefore, that means when this event starts on the 14th of November, you need to have around 5 million gold, so you can keep up with how much you have to spend. So if you don't have 5 million gold right now, make sure you save everything in order to complete this event. Otherwise, you're gonna fail those monthly items, and that's gonna be extremely important because Black Panther 1mm is a very, very important character, and is also going to be required for the Death Scourge event. So it's definitely a character that you don't want to miss out on. Okay guys, so that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed all the information that you need, all the exploits that you must do, and everything that you need to save in order to win on these upcoming events that are starting on the 14th of November. I will spread these numbers on my Discord, and the link is in the description in case you want to check out the math. There is an announcement section on the top of my Discord, and I will post this there so you guys can compare the numbers and see if you are ready in order to win on this event. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the information helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.